Goodbye freedom, hello FedNow. While you might not be seeing or feeling the immediate effects of last week's FedNow launch, rest assured that behind the scenes, everything as you once knew it has forever changed. Hi everyone, I'm Taylor Kenny with ITM Trading, and yes, today we're talking about FedNow. I know you've heard so much about it, but how does it actually work? And now that it's live, why hasn't your day-to-day changed? You woke up, everything was the same, it's launched, it's live. What is different? Just because you don't feel anything, does it mean that you shouldn't be concerned? Absolutely not. Last week, I talked about the biggest threat to your freedom, CBDCs or central bank digital currency. This week, I'm going to be building upon that and talking about how the FedNow launch is actually laying the groundwork and foundation for a future CBDC. If you missed last week's video, go check it out and be sure to download our free guide in the description below that covers everything you need to know about CBDCs and how to protect yourself. FedNow. It is here and it is here to stay. The Federal Reserve officially launched FedNow on July 20th with the participation of 35 banks and institutions, including JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, as well as credit unions. Now, if you weren't seeking out information, you might have missed it altogether. On the surface, not that much has changed. But if you feel concerned or uneasy about this launch, you have good reason to. This obviously isn't something that you were asking for, I was asking for, or even the banks were asking for. So how did it happen? What exactly is it, and how does it impact you? Also, for something that's going to impact our financial institution as a whole, why does it feel like no one's talking about the risks? Doesn't that seem like it's pretty important? But before I get into real life concerns, let's talk about the benefits, why it was created, what it is, and what it is not. FedNow is a real-time payment system. It's going to serve as the infrastructure for payments by linking banks, allowing for near immediate payments. It is not its own currency. It is essentially the platform that is going to transfer the money online. Now, I am still seeing a lot of comments saying that FedNow is a CBDC. Let me be clear, it is not. It is not a currency. But it does move us closer to a central bank digital currency, which is terrifying. FedNow is being viewed by many as the gateway or the foundation to a CBDC. Who owns and manages FedNow? The Federal Reserve. Who's interested in pursuing a CBDC? You guessed it, the Federal Reserve. It's important to note that FedNow isn't the first real-time payment system. There were other solutions in place previously. In November 2017, RTP or real-time payments launched. It's a payment platform that is very similar and still in use today. There are two big differences between RTP and FedNow. Number one, maximum transaction amount. RTP can allow up to $1 million. FedNow allows up to $500,000. And number two, the big one, RTP is owned by the Clearinghouse. This is a banking association of the largest banks, 20 plus banks coming together, whereas FedNow is owned and operated by one entity, the Federal Reserve. So did we need it? Now, the primary pro of FedNow is its immediacy. What I mean by this is any institution who uses FedNow should be able to process payments immediately. That includes after hours, holidays, on the weekends, you name it. No more 3-day holds. Direct deposit will be instant. Payments will be instant. They will happen within a matter of milliseconds. So this immediacy should be helpful to people who struggle with late fees, are living paycheck to paycheck, or small businesses who don't have the capital to float certain funds. Now, while that's a valid benefit, there are big concerns here, so let's break them down together. First up are bank runs. So typically when a group of people all lose faith in a bank or an institution and they start to pull out their money because they're afraid that it's going to fail, a bank run can happen in a day or two. But with FedNow, this could happen instantly. The whole system is 24/7 and instant. So if money starts coming out, if money is leaving a bank all at once, everyone collectively is doing this, a bank run could happen within a matter of seconds. You have no notice, no heads up, and bam, your bank is toast, it has failed, it is under, your money is gone. So if you're already worried about the stability of banks, this makes everything even more uncertain moving forward. This also speaks to another concern around this payment immediacy, which is fraud. If you're a victim of fraud, your bank normally takes care of that for you, because if you catch it fast enough, if you catch it in time, that payment hasn't actually been settled on the back end. Like I said, payments traditionally can take a couple of days to process. So if you do catch it in time, the bank can put a stop to it, you get your money back, all is good. That's why you'll notice that scammers often try and get people to use things like Zelle to send payments, because if they can get that money instantly on one of those instant payment platforms, the money is already transferred. It has left your account, it is gone, there is nothing the bank can do about it to get it back. As it stands today, banks are aware that this is a real concern, but they haven't answered how they're going to handle it. So if you were a victim of fraud, we don't know what would happen. Would you have any rights? Would you be able to get that money back? Is the bank going to take ownership? We're going to have to wait and see. Now, just because this is launched doesn't mean that you're going to feel its impact overnight. In fact, you probably won't even notice at first that anything has changed, which is intentional. The Federal Reserve is not forcing banks to use this system. So as it stands today, banks actually have to opt into FedNow. Some banks like Citibank and Bank of America have notably held out, but for how long, who's to say? And a lot of banks don't actually even have the infrastructure built out yet. So this pilot and testing phase that we're in right now with FedNow is actually going to take some time, because the institutions need to upgrade their systems and infrastructure to make sure that they're going to be able to support FedNow. So while we're in this gray period, what can you do? Can it be avoided, right? That's the $1 million question. I don't know. In the short term, do your research and find out which banks are participating. But that being said, it's probably only a matter of time until more and more institutions jump on board. It's a tale as old as time. Give you convenience in exchange for freedom. Freedom for convenience. And it's a trade-off that sadly a lot of people are comfortable with or used to at this point. Especially like this, when the trade-off isn't obvious and the impacts aren't felt right away. But trust me, they will come. The consequences always come. So as always, get a strategy in place. What you don't want to have happen is that this sneaks up on you, and by then it's too late and everything you have is in the system. And if you're like me and you want to take action now, download our free report on CBDCs. Again, it's in the description below. It's got everything about how this is going to impact you and what you can do now. I do love reading your comments too, so if you have thoughts and questions, be sure to leave them below. Things are moving and changing fast. I know it can be scary, so make sure you're subscribed as well so you don't miss anything. As always, thank you so much for breaking down FedNow and its implications with me. I'm Taylor Kenny. Until next time.